How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more draft here on the channel today. Got our games up, and we have a hand. It is functional. Uh, Keith. We play Mystic first, and then we hold up Runaway together to slow down the game a bit. Because it is an instant, right? We can do it on our opponent's turn. Our opponent attacks in for 2 here. We follow up by attacking for 2, and then we double bounce whatever we find. Well, we bounce one of our things and one of our opponent's things. Runaway together is probably really good in Commander because you have 4 players, right? So you can do it to 2 of your opponents instead of just you and your opponent. I want to save my Aetherize, so I guess we're doing nothing next turn too. I mean, growing rights could be useful, but I feel like we get an Aetherize turn, then we grow, because if we draw a land, we get a kick grow, and kicking grow is better than not kicking grow. And then we go from 5 to 7 instead of 4 to 5. That'll actually get our hand out in a timely fashion. Sure, can't do anything about that. Aetherize? I wasn't lying. I couldn't do anything about it. Green. Then we go Ceratops. This guy. Gonna see removal into just attacking. Our opponent seems to have that plan available to them. Although the removal that they've shown us so far is fight based, and they're not gonna fight through a Ceratops. So they're gonna have to use a white creature has 4 power, therefore it dies removal spell. Tempo Big Stuff might be a fine archetype. I don't know. I haven't played it, I don't think. Although I might have. I've noticed a weird trend with some of my drafting in specific formats where I just immediately gravitate towards a certain color and like I never leave it alone. With not Foundations, but the one Aether Drift. Aether Drift. I basically always played black. no matter the circumstance. This card. Delta opponent. Do you have any thoughts about this? G. It was a 12 to the faith. That is not fun. Very cool. My growing rights dies. Yeah, my growing rights dies. Okay, well, it happens. Next gonna be Uncharted Voyage and just win. We have 7, 10, 12. We have 24 damage in trampling. I'll take a Tat Yoga. Bring it with the team. They should be dead unless they have removal. In which case, I will fizzle the removal probably, but it would still set me back a turn, which I don't want. Nothing that can be done. GG. All right, we are back for game two. We are 0. No, we are 1-0. We haven't lost the game yet. I just feel like we have. I think I keep this even though it's very, 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 very slow. We don't get the benefit off of a Gurk's Uprising. But slow is better than not doing anything, I don't think. We'll draw a 3 or a 4 drop here at some point. Hey, there's a 4 drop. Not a great one, but it'll work for now. It'll reduce the cost of my Gulta by 4. I maybe should have went with Uprising there, just get it down. But I feel like this isn't the matchup where our opponent's going to have a big board to stop us from expanding. I feel like what's going to happen is that our opponent's just going to hard remove anything that shows up and becomes a problem. As Flash, we don't need to play it during our turn. That is a lesson that I have to drill into my poor little mind because I see that and I think, wow, I'm going to cast it. No. Um, Play a Tatyova. That breaks the symmetry somewhat, and we get to play Gulta next turn, maybe? We can also just play Sphinx's Tutelage and Gurik's Uprising, depending on what goes down. Tap fishing roll, untap to remove bait counter. Yeah, I'm not blocking that. Mad opponent? That would lose me card draw. I'm going to use to mill you out of the game. We play Tutelage first, and then Uprising. Yeah. Oh, well, we missed out on one. We're going to do that next turn, I guess. Think the Tutelage. Yes, we could have milled 4 this turn, but we only milled 2 instead. Rude opponent. Have another one. We're gonna play our Serpent, our Kraken next turn, anyways. Yeah, you have to actually use the Fishing Rod's ability. Tap the fishing pole to put a bait counter on it, so that when it gets untapped, you make a blue fish token. It's not very well worded, unfortunately. I don't. All right. We have a Soul Sister, who's also an angel for some reason. Deal 2 cards. Kraken. Draw a card. Mill 2 cards. Didn't find a land though. And they probably just have a removal spell. No, the cleric. There we go. Now swinging for 2. Ouch. Middle 2. So I can just ramp with Coma, but I feel like we can find a land. It shouldn't be that hard to find a land. I say that. It shouldn't be that hard. It happens to be sometimes. No attack. Our opponent was looking at their hand, which makes me feel like maybe there's bad things in there. Next turn I can grow regardless, and tap down 2 things. I will gladly discard a card opponent. Ouch. I think they have a removal spell that they've been slowballing. Are we making more fish? I hope we make more fish. Yeah, there we go. I love fish. Ouch. I mean, I guess we do this. Grab a green and a blue. My grappling kraken has to die upon it. Then you're going to be very sad. Green and a blue. That one. That one. Salsa. I really wish it was land. Uh, Swinging for 12. They save 10 life. Or 2 life. They take 10. Boy, the beatdown in this format is kind of good, isn't it? Ouch. We're gonna just start counting toughness. Okay. We swing in like this. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9. The problem is we had to get rid of our lowest. So they take lethal damage. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. We were supposed to die there, but we did not. GG. All right. We are 2-0. And it's working out surprisingly well, despite the fact that I'll keep it. We agreed. Despite the fact that we I wasn't certain about it. Like we didn't greet during the drafting process, which always helps out. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of I feel like foundations probably good with black too. Although I feel that way about any and all formats. You know, everything is better with black. And I don't think Foundation would be any different, but apparently it might be. Top or bottom? I need to surveil for another green source. Yes, exactly what I wanted. Yep. I need at least 3 to get my Ceratops out. I have 2 of them, so I can't really avoid the need for green. I think I take the hit here. I throw down the spider and let him build up an army of elves for an Aetherize. You can throw your elf into my or your giant into my spider, but it will block. They didn't trigger Morbid, which is nice. Card draw is always nice. But I don't think you need to worry about your hand being full or not being full opponent. I can help with that. We'll take a turn off. We have a good enough lead in life that I don't think they're gonna build up a terribly scary board this turn. They might. I mean, pick I'm not scared of. It increases the damage by 1 and gives him a treasure, which means they might cast like another giant off of the back of this, but what is that really gonna do? Against such reckless Simic. Okay, attaching it to the token does make the token survive a little bit better. That's fair. Uh, in the turn, I think we just tempo from here. I wanted them to have more creatures before I started Aetherizing to tempo, but I feel like if we Aetherize here, we have a turn to get down Terror of the Peaks during our turn. Or not Terror of the Peaks, Tolarian Terror. And if we draw a land, we can actually hold up a Terror and Aetherize? And have Aetherize up. Or I can just pop down 2 Terrors and present a lethal board with a flyer that they have to deal with and enough power on the ground to actually kill them if they don't prioritize blockers there too. I feel like we could set up a tricky board state. Our opponent isn't careful. Yeah, I'm done with that. It's the 3rd time it's hit the battlefield, so it's not as though it's a scary thing to me. Land. Terror number 1. Terror number 2. Take him down to 8. Hold up Aetherize. Problem with Aetherize is that they can rebuild afterwards. If their board state isn't utterly decimated. And no plan. You can have it, opponent. Tolarian terrors are hard to remove. Throwing a creature in front of them that can potentially gain Death Touch is a way to deal with that. And next turn we can block with confidence, knowing that even if a Death Touch spell comes out of nowhere, we have the Aetherize to just break the symmetry anyways. Oh my god. Meteor Golem. That's gonna kill my flyer. It can't kill anything else, unfortunately. Oh, actually it can. It's so bad. I was riding high. But a Genesis Wave for 8? That's rough. Oh, they didn't cast Meteor Golem. Oh no, it still triggers. I'm just gonna destroy one of my terrors for no reason. Well, for the reason that says so on the card. But two. I think we just pass. We drew a reasonable enough start. Opponent has all the open mana though. So like they just gotta cast everything again anyways. We can run away together, blank the Meteor Golem. Yeah. I wanted to do it on my Mystic so they could get them untapped, but we do what we have to. And our opponent paid for Ward 2. They kind of met this in the middle for our spell. I guess we cycle start next turn. We could realistically mill our opponent out. It's just going to take longer than I think we have. We're going to actually need to start drawing big things to make it happen. And I think the tutelage will let us cycle so that we can actually see more cards, but it doesn't guarantee it still, right? Like, we are fully on the luck plan while our opponent has an actionable game plan on how to win the game. I mean, our plan is actionable as well. It's just relies more on RNG than our opponents, right? They have all the cards they need in hand. They're gonna attach their pick to something. I'll block the golem. Take 5. Keep my creature. Yikes. They have paid for a lot of ward. But what are the chances I have something that can block a 5/3 on top of my library? Not great, honestly. And my life is slowly dwindling. Like we're taking hits to make this happen. And it doesn't guarantee us any safety. They don't have trample though. So if we cycle during our turn, we at least get a 1/1 blocker off of our Mystic to make it happen. Activate. Discard. I don't think I survived this combat though, unfortunately. If I survive, Coma should do pretty well. Nope, we die. GG. Rough. Rough. We drew the Coma that would have stabilized us. Sphinx's tutelage is a little too expensive to draw off of. If we just played our Buccaneer, we would have had another blocker. Alright, we are back. We are on game 4. I think we have 2 wins, 1 loss. We'll keep this. This is greedy, but Lookout is cheap. We like cheap here. Block you can block this guy, but it doesn't matter because he still gets the damage through anyways. Yes, opponent, I will block with my bird. Now, if you want to waste a pump spell to get rid of my bird, that's fine. Ouch. So now I can't block with my bird, and I'm not drawing anything. Yikes. Right. Voyage. So I plan to deal with everything in one go. I guess we're probably gonna have to grow during our turn if we don't draw land. We didn't draw land, so we grow. We'll get our second green source just because we're gonna need it for Ceratops. And then we'll block with the Strix. Should have attacked with him too, because he can it can be used to ouch. Yeah, I can't afford to take. I can't afford to take 6. That's half my life total. Swing that big is not going to help me. I don't think. Raid, we lose 3 life. I mean, I'll discard a card. At YOLO. Yeah, pass the turn. I guess they've been making treasure. That's how they've been casting spells. Man, maybe I need a pick. Is that what happened? I needed a pick all this time? Huh. No damage means no treasure. So they're limited to 4 mana. They cap one of their 3 drops. They're not doing anything else. Ouch. Discard a card. Play our Reach Death Toucher. We have to kill that thing before it completely destroys our hand. I mean, it's already on the verge of it. So. See where it goes. I guess they have a pump spell and they're wondering if they should waste their turn using a pump spell to actually get the treasure. Or if, I'm gonna block. I can't afford to take the damage. Three life. Finally. Is it too little too late though? It might just be too little too late. Our opponent probably has a removal spell somewhere in their deck. We have 5 unknown cards in hand to have it be within. And while they are mana screwed, we lose life every turn from this point forward, basically. Now, if we draw running lands for the rest of the game, Tatyova could bail us out, but I mean that is those are gambler's odds. Those are not realistic expectations. Yeah, they're gonna do the thing again. Block. Did it just reanimate it? No, they found their 5th land. Okay. Pumping is not a big concern. Pat Yova can still save us. Pat Yova can still save us. I have life gain now. It's very slow life gain, but it is life gain. They have to do one more damage every turn to kill me, and that is applied by the pick, but I'm dead either way. GG. We stalled out too long, unfortunately. All right, we are on game 5. We are 2-2, I think, which is not good odds, but our deck came out very strong, and then it got Mana Screw and a narrow loss. So I'm not particularly broken up about it because we're technically doing fine. It's just that RNG hurt us a bit. Do I need to delete? Oh my god, they found a blue source. That's not what you want to see. Yeah, I guess we'll get it down so that we can actually play on curve for a bit. Deathmatch. Oh. Ouch. I think I can take one more turn. I think I can take one more turn. I'd say that. Probably not a good idea to even try, but our patience has not gotten us anywhere in the last 2 games. Maybe this time around. Ouch. We'll do this. I want to play some more creatures so that our Aetheryte is actually going to do something. We haven't run into the opponent that plays in the first main phase, their creatures. But when we do, it'll be a good time. I think we're gonna have to do for the runaway together block at the OVA. Very cool. Block. Run away together. I should have blocked the other way. But... yeah, it didn't fizzle it, so we're fine. Thanks. We're stuck on 4 lands again. We are 100% going to lose the game if we just don't draw anything. Yeah, I want to be doing that, opponent. I really do want to be doing that. It's never going to happen. Your tree topper. Yikes. Sure. Uh-huh. What happened? What is this? Oh my god, Sphinx's tutelage. Why have you done this? Yeah. Sphinx's tutelage just ran wild. They repeated the process because the two cards were the same color. They cleared out their deck so much that it killed them. Oh my god. GG. All right, we are back for game 6. Surprising to everybody. Uh, this is bad, but I cannot afford to be cautious, I don't think. It's a surprise that we're back for game 6 because, like, game 5, we were dead to rights. Like, we were not meant to be in this world. And for some reason, Sphinx's tutelage, well, mainly thanks to our opponent clearing out their deck as much as they did, uh, yeah, I'm going to get Teyova out as quickly as possible, I think. No attack. That is our one growing rights, but it is a thing that has to happen. We have the 1-2 standoff. I probably had a pump spell, so it's probably not even standoff. They just don't want to waste it, which is fair, right? Like, cards have a value, and you shouldn't throw them around willy nilly. It's probably better to draw for your fourth land. At Iova. How are we doing in cards? 27 to 29. Our opponent is 2 cards ahead of us. Let's start on the play. I explained it. There was one card discrepancy that I was trying to figure out how it happened, but we must have won first. That explains it. Because the 2 cards ahead, and we pulled 1 card ahead with our Growing or Growth in the Ashes. Technically, there should only be 1 card ahead with a 2 card up, but if they drew a card because they were player 2, that means, yeah. Uh, ooh, ooh. I think I pass. See what happens. I didn't draw land. I don't want to run away together to protect Teyova. Like, my game plan at the moment is relatively poor. I could have attacked him with Teyova, but then there could have been shenanigans. You know, those good old zero land shenanigans that happen all the time. A good enough justification in hindsight, I think. Own it. I have to cheapen my terror up a little bit. Luckily, their creatures are build creatures. Sure. 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 What are we attacking it with? Because if I can use an Uncharted Voyage to do the job of an Aetherize, I will. I'm not going to Aetherize for a single creature. Yeah, well, put that on top, opponent. I'll take that land. And then I get to giant. Something like this. I feel like I win the race at this point, so I might as well start racing. Even if Tatyova gets killed in the crossfire, like she does take out two cards for the price of one is a fair enough trade, I feel like. GG. No trades. Tatyova lives. And I get my reach creature, which my opponent is worried about, and I drew my second Aetherize, so attacking into me will not be profitable for it. I have a few turn bulwark to get my affairs in order. Honestly, I was so utterly blown away by that Sphinx's tutelage, like getting 4 or 5 mils. Now you can't play anything else. You've done it, opponent. You're out of actions. Don't show me you have more actions. I don't want to see that. A braid isn't going to deal with terror. Alrighty then. Draw a card. Repeat last turn. Play a terror. If there's a counterspell, we could get rid of it here. That's a benefit to our line. Other benefits, we get to attack next turn. And attacking is generally good in Magic. Here's my poor token getting bounced. Yes, my token is running away together. Okay, well, fair enough. The Elfsworn Giant was so appalling to our opponent, they had to erase every trace of him. It's some real world government type stuff. It's been a while since we've had a One Piece reference. It's been a while. Yikes. Okay. A source of opponent control would deal damage. The source would deal damage to an opponent you control. Deals more instead. Okay, well, fair enough. Swing in. It doesn't half my damage, so. I have double Aetherize again. I get in these weird situations where I have double Aetherize. Why does that happen? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Sure. Cutthroat. Draw discard. Land can go. Don't need it. My turn. This guy. Create a fairy. Swinging for 5. They can block it with all the little things. And then it does die. But we don't really want that to happen. They have a Strix too. Think twice. Yeah, I think they're trying to Alpha Strike me out of nowhere. It's kind of scary. A little bit scary. But they're in a position at this point where if they don't Alpha Strike, they just die on the crackback. They'll either go for it or they wait for my turn when I unleash everything. Yeah. I'm gonna put a stop on their instep so they can get down this ferry. Okay. I mean, I think Alpha here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 18, 19. They have 1, 6, 10, 12. So they can block all but 7. But everything has to die to make that happen. Running out of time, opponent. You gotta choose blocks before they just happen. Yep, that is a safe kill. Safe kill. Safe kill. But now you have to send the dragon in front of the terror, or you lose. Not really. They'll they could block the 3/2. Then they would take 7 damage, which is a lot. It's way more than you would like them to take. Sure. In the turn. So we're relying on them trying to switch the tempo this turn. Resolve. Sure. But your attacks are never going to get through. You're going to need 2 additional mana to get rid of that. Sure. Aetherize. GG. Yep. How's it going, guys? We are back in this over. We are on game 7. We are 4 up, 2 down. And this is an hour-long video. This is way too long. What are we going to do? We can't just stop. We gotta keep drafting. Or we gotta keep playing the games. We could cut down to highlights, but then that's a tall order for a series that also is not all that popular on the channel. Oh, well, there goes my Garrett. Or my Kraken. This is not mine. It doesn't say creature. Or non-creature. Traveling Kraken's kind of scary. I mean, Garrick's is card draw, so fair. No block. During their turn, we'll loot. One is drawing two. Sure. My turn. Sphinx's tutelage. Maybe you shouldn't draw so many cards, opponent, because I'm gonna mill you out. Maybe. Maybe. You're not a green deck, so you don't make yourself vulnerable to this kind of thing, but you also are a blue deck, which makes you a little bit vulnerable to this type of thing. You'd be good in this deck, just for the Sphinx's triggers. No block. I'm gonna run out of life before they run out of cards. Here's my Kraken. I haven't drawn anything. I've just been drawing lands. One that seems to not draw lands, and we seem to only draw lands. Fair enough. Uh, if they remove a spell hand, we're just dead. They kill the Sphinx. Yeah. I think Galt is cool, but it's too late. GG. We lose. Our end record is 4-3. And an hour and 3 minutes. That is way, way too long. Well, if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I will see you next time, hopefully with a shorter video. Bye for now.